Yo, what's happening everybody? King GPL here and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Go video. Guys, today we've got our very fun team. I know a lot of you guys won't have this Pokemon, so this is more just for fun. Not necessarily a meta pick, but I was just absolutely nuking the Great League with my Galarian Zapdos. Galarian Zapdos was my first Galarian bird that I caught off the Daily Adventure Incense, and I managed to catch a Moltres as well, which you guys would have seen in a previous video. Let me know if you guys have had any Galarian birds, and as soon as I catch that Articuno, which I've seen a few times by the way, I will be running a triple Galarian bird team, which I'm really excited for. Let me know in the comments if you've seen a Galarian bird yet, or if you've caught one. What I basically done in this video was try to get a shield advantage. I use Sableye in the front. If the opponent picks up a negative lead, they're likely to swap in something like a Steel type or an Umbreon, and that's where Zapdos comes in and just absolutely destroys. Guys, I have to say, the support on this channel has been amazing. This is my 5th or 6th video, and we've already got up to almost 500 subscribers, so big shout out to all you guys, man. Everybody who drops a like, drops a comment, and who enjoys my videos, I do really appreciate it. Hopefully we can continue growing this channel together. As always, if you do enjoy today's video, drop a like, and just check down below, make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to be uploading some fun Go Battle League videos almost every day, so you're not going to miss out on those. Today's video is a long one. Get yourself a glass of water and a salad. I'm actually trying to watch my health. I've been going to the gym and stuff quite a lot this year. Actually, the past 12 months or so. I've lost quite a lot of weight from going outside. That's kind of why I picked up Pokemon Go again. In the last year, I've lost about 50 pounds. A lot of that is down to going outside and playing Pokemon Go. Of course, watching my dad, getting back to the gym, and doing an absolute ton of walking. There were no videos on this channel at the end of last year, so I haven't really told you what my plans are for this year. Being in Japan for the last 5 years, I have learned some Japanese, but I definitely could be a lot better. So I'm going to be studying Japanese quite a lot this year, going to the gym, doing a lot of walking. This channel was kind of like a side project that I wanted to do for a while, and honestly I've just been absolutely blown away by the support on it already. Full that out of the way, guys, let's hop into the battles. So as you guys can see, we're going for the absolute aggressive farm down of all aggressive farm downs. I've got the shielding scenario equal. I know that the opponent is probably weak to the back in this. That's the amazing thing about this Pokemon. It's got close combat and Brave Bird, so you can nuke whatever is in the back almost every single time. We're going to come in obviously with, we can come in with Eiler here, we'll come in with Frostlass with a shield advantage, one Avalanche will take out the Trevenant, and I'm surprised they haven't top left it at this point. This is only going to be a Seed Bomb, because why would it not be? Trevenants just love throwing Seed Bombs, but we're going to get off this big Avalanche, and that's going to be a good game right there. Guys, there's a part in this video, like I said, it's a little bit longer. There's going to be a part in this video later where I just absolutely nuke a Bastiodon. You guys are going to want to check out that part. And I just want to say, if these videos are too long for you, if you've only got 10, 15, 20 minutes, and these are like 30+ minute videos, by all means, feel free to, you know, just pause it in the background and come back to it later, or, you know, check out the rest of it later on. These are some very fun battles, and I've actually got rid of all the losses in this, because I just want this to be a really fun video. Guys, we are going for Power Gem right here. I actually think this is the play. I think Power Gem is better than Return, because you get to it faster than Return, and it nukes flying types. In the Pokemon Go regionals in Liverpool, a lot of the professional players were running Power Gem Shadow Sableye, so I think that's something I'm going to invest in at some point. My Sableye, it's basically a lucky trade, because like I said, I only got into this game about a year ago again. I played for the first couple of generations, kind of stopped playing, and then only picked it up a year ago, so I didn't have quite a lot of resources, so I've just kind of built a few cheaper Pokemon. So if you see that my IVs are a little bit bad in certain cases, that explains it. But we're coming in for the big farm down. Zapdos is going to absolutely shred this Reggie. Can we get this farm down just before he gets to another move? Interestingly, he's running Flash Cannon on the Reggie. We're in an even shielding scenario, and we can basically try to farm down this Altaria. Since the attacks are resisted, we're actually getting more energy, and it's just going to devastate whatever's in the back. Oh, per Toxicroak. Per Toxicroak, we're going straight for the big bird. Let's see, is he going to want to shield the Brave Bird? He does go ahead and shield it, and we swap out to Sableye and catch the Mud Bomb, which is resisted, but I don't necessarily want to eat anything on the Zapdos. We're going to come back in here, go for the big Brave Bird. As you guys can see in the bottom left, it is the big Brave Bird, because this Brave Bird basically nukes absolutely any Pokemon that is not a Steel type, and even Steel types like Galarian Stunfisk probably would not want to see that. Sableye into Venusaur here. My basic strategy here is to try and go for like some sort of shield advantage, but I sort of realized like I can sort of go for shields with the Sableye and try to convince them to double shield and stuff like that, so I played a little bit differently each time. Now let's see, we do shield up the Frenzy Plant because it's going to absolutely destroy us. My plan here is to swap into the Frostlass, do an aggressive swap, and that will usually beat out the Steel type. That's kind of my strategy in here. Trying to shave at least one shield for the Zapdos. Now my Frostlass can actually tank a Rock Slide, so the opponent's going to go for it here. We're not going to shield this, it's so hard not to, but I'm trying to play around the Zapdos as much as possible. I'm throwing this in the hopes of getting a shield, so hopefully the opponent obliges here. Yes, of course they do. And are they going to go for the farm down? The opponent, okay, just before we reach the Avalanche, the opponent goes ahead and throws there. So we're in an even shielding scenario. We're going to get a nice little farm on the Galarian Zapdos. Of course, the Venusaur has yet to come back in. And yeah, we're just going to farm this all the way down. We can eat a Rock Slide. We can actually, on this one, I've got really good IVs. I get super lucky. We can eat 2 Rock Slides and come out with about 15-20% health. And in comes the big Toxapex, the bulkiest Pokemon in the Great Lake pretty much. How much damage is a big Brave Bird going to do to the Toxapex? It done like 60% damage. In comes the Venusaur. We can try to farm it all the way down. We're going to go for the foul play right here, which the opponent is basically forced to shield at this point. Oh, so the opponent decides not to shield it, which I think they just realised the writings on the wall at that stage. They were pretty much forced to shield it. During these battles, we actually had a 5-0 set. Now, we're coming into a pretty negative lead here. I think they run Crunch, and in comes the Swampert. The Swamperts usually shield up these, so this should allow us to get the shield advantage. I think we can tank 1 Hydro. I am going to go ahead and shield that as well, because I believe I can get both shields off the opponent here. We're gonna go ahead and throw this, and just try to farm it down as low as possible. So I really do want to shield it, because I know I can win this matchup, but I am really playing around the Galarian Zapdos. So we're going to come in here, shield once, because the Hydro Cannon is going to sting a lot, and we're going to come out here, the opponent has no shields, and we're going to come out with basically a Brave Bird, or one off the Brave Bird. We've got the Close Combat loaded. In comes the Trevenant. I think this was actually the intro clip. You guys know what's about to happen here. Goodbye, Trevenant. We're swapping straight into Sableye. We can go for Power Gems right here, which, like I said, you reach those Power Gems fairly quickly, and it tends to take flyers by surprise. Of course, we will resist that Crunch on the Zapdos. We're going to get this pretty low here, and it should be a pretty easy farm down. I was a little bit scared because Zapdos is quite glassy, but we eat the Sludge Bomb like a pro, and my battles were a little bit laggy here today. I was actually playing on my mobile data, and I literally just ran out of data as I was playing these, so you're going to see some weird stuff happening with these battles at times. But we've got a Stunfisk. It is so tempting just to aggro swap into the Zapdos, but we're going to stay in here with Sableye. The Sableye lead is actually doing a ton of work, and we do come in for the aggressive farm down. Now we're going to get a Brave Bird off here, which the opponent once again is absolutely forced to shield. On this, they think we're going for Ancient Power, and do we decide to let Zapdos? Yeah, I think we just have to let Zapdos go at this point. It is pretty much dead weight. Zapdos will always get you either a shield advantage, and we actually get farmed down with the Medi as well. So definitely a bit of a misplay. I didn't read that very well. If I had a bulkier Sableye, if it wasn't like a 13 attack Sableye or whatever it is, I definitely could have got off that foul play. So, you know, it is okay building like bad IV Pokemon sometimes, but you definitely do miss out on things like that. But Frostlass should be able to clean up here. As you guys seen from yesterday's video, Frostlass is an absolute beast in the Great League. This is a tough match. We've got 2 shields. The opponent's got a big bulky Toxapex. Are they going to shield the Shadow Ball here? They decide not to, and that brings the Pokemon down to about just under 50% health, I would say. We have to shield absolutely everything here. We're going to go for the Avalanche Bait, because that is basically our only win condition, and the opponent really is just forced to shield something at this stage. That Avalanche would have done like a decent amount of damage as well, and we just about get to the Shadow Ball in time, which is absolutely sensational. We make it out of there on 1 HP in a dream. The opponent was just going for the farm down. I was thinking about this earlier, and I realised a lot of you guys don't have Galarian Zapdos. This team composition actually worked surprisingly well. I thought, okay, we'll have the Sableye here. We will use the Sableye to maybe get some shields and nuke flyers potentially. With the Power Gem, it's a bit of a surprise. With the Frostlass, that obviously deals with flyers as well. And if you decide to aggro swap into it, you can beat out a Stunfisk, get off at least 1 move, tank a Rock Slide, and potentially get 1 or 2 shields. And then come in and farm down and clean up with the Zapdos. It works surprisingly well. I was wondering like what sort of alternatives could you go for? Potentially if you wanted to do like this type of thing, you could do like a Shadow Machamp with Close Combat or something like that. There's definitely some alternatives you could go for. But to be honest with you, there's no Pokemon that I think is just quite as devastating as the Zapdos. The damage output is just completely insane. even though it is glassy and it is a little bit of a risky one to pick. If you play it in a certain scenario, especially combined with the Frostlass, if you can get some sort of shield advantage for either of those Pokemon, you can just absolutely go to town. And we actually got over 2500 running with this team. Now, we went for the big Brave Bird, the Sableye wisely shields, and this is where the shield advantage is going to come into play with the Frostlass. We're going to reach this Avalanche first, and the opponent decides to swap out wisely. We go ahead and throw this. The Sableye does have some energy in the back, and we will reach this Avalanche, I think one before they get the Psychic, which is perfect. The Sableye comes back in, and I think they're going for a bit of an overfarm here, which is not the right play. They wanted to keep some energy for the Zapdos. I think they might not have realised how low it was, and how many Shadow Claws would take it out. So we're actually 4-0 in this set currently. We're on 2408 going into these battles. With the Frostlass team from yesterday, we did just about get over 2400. So Sableye's coming back in, and it is a Trevenant lead. This is exactly what you want to see. Is Stunfisk going to come in here? This is what I usually expect. The Trevenant is staying in, which is so weird. I was expecting the catch, and we overfarm with the Sableye, and come on in with our big Galarian Zapdos. Look at this guy, he's just bouncing around everywhere. I can handily tank 2 Rock Slides here, and we're just going to go for the aggressive farm down of all aggressive farm downs. I decided to shield the second one, because I've actually got caught out a few times with Zapdos, you know, letting 2 moves go basically. As you can see, it gets you really low. Now potentially we can only get off 1 move here, so I actually go for the close combat here first, and then we'll obviously go for the Brave Bird. The Trevenant is just absolutely sick right now. The Trevenant is just absolutely sick. Here comes an Azumarill in the back, and between Sableye and Frostlass, we should be able to deal with this. Obviously, we should be able to just Power Gem away. We've got a lot of loaded energy. So this team it's not a safe team. It just threatens a lot though. You can put the opponent under just extreme pressure at all times with this team, and that's what's really fun with it. We did try to swap out here. I think I do decide to let this go. Guys, let me know, was that the correct play? Should I have let that play rough go and put it all on the Frostlass? I'm not sure if that was the correct play, or if I should have went for another attack with the Sableye, because obviously these fast moves are resisted, which does make it a little bit close, but in either case, guys, we can survive another play rough anyway. We just let it go, just for the memes, and we can farm down or go for the Avalanche here, and that's a good game. I think overall that was the most optimal way to go, and yeah, we do manage to take that out, no problem. We've got a shield in hand as well. Guys, I have to say, like, this is probably the most fun I've ever had in the Go Battle League. There you can see me getting up to 2479 right there. I'm actually gaining elo with this team. My original plan was, okay, I'm going to play this for a little while, show everybody, you know, how fun Galarian Zapdos potentially is, and then probably swap out before I lose too much elo. We get a Stunfisk lead here. It is always so tempting just to come in and go mad with the Zapdos. I'll probably match shields on the Stunfisk. They decide to go for the big EQ. I'm going to let it go, just hoping that they beat it, because we can get off another foul play, which would almost take it out, if not take it out. So we'll see if the opponent wants to go for the shield here. They actually decide not to. So this is fine for us. We can come in with the Zapdos and get a little bit of farm, but I actually do decide to come in with the Frostlass, because I want to try to keep the Zapdos in the back. I don't want to get absolutely hard countered on the swap here. So like if Zapdos comes in, like there are so many Pokemon that just absolutely rip it to shreds, so it's not really the safest pick. I decided I'm going to go in with the Frostlass here and try and get the shield advantage for the Zapdos. So we're going to go for the second Shadow Ball. Does the opponent decide to shield this up, or are they happy to let the Medi go? It definitely looks like they're weak to Frostlass in the back, so I was thinking here, should I shield or not? I do decide to go ahead and shield, because the opponent obviously double shielded that. They are only throwing Ice Punch here at the moment, but I did want to make sure I secure this win. Of course, I want to do some crazy stuff with the Zapdos, but most importantly, I do want to win. We've got the Medi very low here. At this point, I'm happy just to go for the instant swap, try to get a little bit of farm, and in comes Trevor! Guys, you know what's about to happen here. We're shielding up the Zapdos. There's only going to be one outcome here. The Zapdos coming in with the big Brave Bird. A little bit of deforestation is about to happen here. Trevenant gets absolutely ripped to shreds, and Medi just stands there like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is the thing about Zapdos, it just takes so many people off guard. Nobody really expects it, and it just absolutely, like I said, devastates teams. So Trevenant's coming, or not Trevenant, Swambert's coming in here. We're going to try and get off some foul plays, hope to get a shield advantage. Of course, we do get the shield, which is fantastic. Now, again, I can match shields here and go for another foul play, but I decided to let this go because I can just about reach another one. I think we win CMP against Swampert. Not 100% sure, but they did decide to let it go actually wisely. And in comes Frostlass, which I'm like, okay, So I've got a 2-to-1 shield advantage. I hate this mirror match. I hate mirror matches in general, but I don't know what that lag was right there, by the way. I can just basically shield avalanches. It's not really that important. I can reach 2 shadow balls, or 3 shadow balls before they can reach the amount that they need as well. So this should be absolutely fine. I probably could avalanche from this range. I'm just going to shield this up. I knew it was going to be an avalanche. I just knew it was going to be. But I decided, you know what? We're going to get him out of here. We'll have some health on our Frostlass here, and we'll have Zapdos to come in. And in comes Pidgeot, and he just top left. So I was going to come into the Zapdos and try and get off like a close combat or something on it just for fun. But the opponent realizes that the Frostlass is going to be a little bit too much for it to deal with. That was a potential lose condition if the Pidgeot done some funny stuff against my Zapdos, but I don't think there was any way out for it there. So this battle is the one where I get a ton of lag, and they swap in a Buzzwole, and as you can see, like, I don't know what is going on here. I'm just going to skip it to the end. So we're here with Sableye and Zapdos. They've got 2 shields, we've got 1. Of course, we know that Sableye is the most positive matchup here, so we're going to come in here and go for some foul plays. And we are just going to try and keep the shield here. The opponent does go for a Seed Bomb, as always. And I think that was CMP, but it was just so laggy, and you can see the weak connection coming through there. We do get a shield back from the Trevenant, thankfully. And we're going to come for the aggressive farm down. We're coming in for the aggressive farm down with the Zapdos. We call the Seed Bomb fantastically, because of course it's Trevenant. Why would they not? And I do decide to shield this one, because we're going to have to shield something. In comes the Stunfisk. We can survive a Rock Slide from this range. Can we get the big farm down right here? Can we get the big farm down? This is going to be really close. We just about get there, and we can go for back-to-back close combat to take out the Trevenant. Absolutely sensational. I'm getting a little bit of lag here, and the opponent didn't have a move ready. They went for the fast move. That fast move was just about to take us out. We win that with 1 HP in a dream. That was definitely a very interesting battle right there. So next match right here, we've got a Shadow Dragonite coming up against us. This thing just does an absolute insane amount of damage. Look how much it's chunking me. Of course, I'm chunking it quite a lot as well. I decided to go for the overfarm here. Can I eat a Dragon Claw? I can just about eat it. And I'm not going to be able to go for the Power Gem here to take it completely out, so I decide to go for the foul play. The opponent goes for the shield, which is perfect. That is exactly what we want right here. And we're going to come in for the big farm down with the Frostlass. That Shadow Dragonite cannot eat any ice moves whatsoever. Once again here, we're going to go for Shadow Balls, and we can tank a Rock Slide. The opponent is pretty much forced to shield if they want to win switch here. Actually, from this range, I probably can't tank a Rock Slide, so we do wisely shield it. And I was going to swap in there, but I thought, okay, let me throw this Avalanche first and try to get the last shield. Yeah, and then it's time. We'll come in, we'll farm this bad boy down, we'll eat the Rock Slide, and just pray for something that we can absolutely obliterate in the back here. The opponent does finally swap out to Trevenant. Per Trevenant. Definitely could have went for an overfarm a little bit there, but at this point it is unnecessary. I'm just taking so much damage from them Shadow Claws, and we can go ahead and farm down that Stunfisk. Dude, I don't know, like, is this actually, like, somehow meta? Like, you guys gotta let me know. It actually might be somehow meta. Whatever way I've done this team composition, it's just drawing out so many perfect scenarios for me to sweep with the Zapdos. So if you guys do have all of these Pokemon available, definitely try this line. It actually got me from about 24 to over 2500 elo, which again, like, that's not what I was expecting and not what I was trying to do. Did the opponent shield a foul play right there? We're going to go for another one, which they obviously... Oh, they're double shielding the foul play. You know, I absolutely love this. And as long as it's not a flash cannon, it's a zap cannon. It barely doesn't take us out. Now, I actually decide not to throw here because I want to get the big farm down with my Zapdos. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't necessarily always want to throw if you're running Zapdos. You want to get all the energy. Energy is the most valuable thing that this Pokemon has. Oh my goodness, per Pokemon, look at this. They're going to get absolutely obliterated. Look at this, Bastiodon! The Bastiodon got absolutely obliterated. Guys, you're going to have to skip the video back for a second. That was a Bastiodon. I didn't see what it was at the start. I just seen super effective counter damage. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw this close combat after one counter. And I was just sitting there like, I was literally giggling. I was literally laughing right here. Just, I could not believe it. I could not believe how much damage that done to Bastiodon. I've been using some really fun teams recently, but this definitely takes it. Like, I think this is probably the most fun I had in Go Battle League. Now, I will be honest, after these 4 sets, you're seeing battles from these 4 sets. I went 0 and 5, and it's not because I got, like, badly countered. I did sometimes, but I just started misplaying so badly. I said in my video yesterday, I play my battles after midnight sometimes. I was on Discord talking to a friend till like 2 AM, and then hopped on and done some battles. It was just stupid. I was really positive already. I had a, you know, that really good positive set with the Bastiodon, and then basically got destroyed and lost probably about 50 elo. I think we got up from this to about 2550. Yeah, so we're sitting on 2526. I think we did get our elo up a little bit, and then we tanked it down to about 2475 or something like that. So next game here, we've got an Altaria lead. A little bit positive for what we're trying to do. We can obviously go for the big power gem and either force a shield or get the Altaria very low and go in for the farm down. We're going to go for this power gem straight away. They should just be at a sky attack here. They would have just got to it before the power gem. They decide to shield up and they're farming up to the moon blast here. Now they throw it just before we throw as well. And of course, as always, we're going to let this go. Of course, it will be the sky attack. That is sufficient at this range, and we can come in with Frostlass and go for the big farm down, or potentially threaten with the avalanches. They make an aggro swap in, and I probably should have just stayed in there, but any opportunity I can to swap into this, I will go for it. Now this is going to be a mud bomb, which is resisted, so we can let this go. Definitely not the wisest move by the opponent. I think they obviously realize that afterwards, and they're going to go for the sludge bomb here. I can happily shield up this and go for the remainder of the farm down. It gets a little bit risky when you're at this health range. I do decide to go for the close combat now because I want to try to get a move off on the next Pokemon that comes in. If you get too low, like one fast move will take you out, of course, and whatever comes back in here is just not going to have a good time. I think I can even farm. Okay, yeah, we're going to go for the Brave Bird on the Altaria because the Dragon Breaths are going to absolutely chunk. They will go. Oh, they actually let that go, and in comes Registeel. We swap it out as well and retain the health on the Zapdos. Registeels just get absolutely shredded by this thing as well. Any steel type in the meta does not want to see Zapdos. Reggie, I think he doesn't realize that I'm probably not getting to another move. Actually, I should get to another move against Reggie, so it makes sense why he wouldn't want to shield. He's going to go for the Zap Cannon. I can let it go. Go for another Shadow Ball, because these lock-ons are doing obviously nothing, especially resisted lock-ons. I think it does 1 damage either way. He is forced to shield it up. And is he going to throw, or... Yeah, so he actually gets the full farm down here. Doesn't really matter. He can only really get to 1 move here in time, and we'll either get the farm down or the close combat. And yeah, that's basically all of the battles with Galarian Zapdos. We're gonna just absolutely nuke this Registeel just to finish it out. I honestly had so much fun with this. I'm actually tempted to run this line a little bit more often, and definitely if I get my 3rd Galarian Bird, I will go ahead and run a triple Galarian Bird team. After this set, we won 0 and 5, because I misplayed and I was playing the games really late at night, stupidly. But definitely very, very happy with that. We get ourselves a nice little Noibat. We went 3-2 that set right there, and then we went 0-5 straight after. I'm looking forward to Noibat Community Day. It's going to learn Boom Burst, I believe. It doesn't look like it's going to be meta, but it should be fun to try something else. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, a like would be very much appreciated. If you've made it this far in the video, subscribe and put on notifications, guys. A link to all my socials and everything in the comments down below, my Twitter, my Discord, and Instagram if you guys are interested. We made it to 2538 here. Definitely very happy with Zapdos. If you guys do have it, try this team out. Otherwise, replace it with another nuke Pokemon, and I hope you guys have a good time. Thanks everybody, and I'll catch you guys next time.